Yo, what is up guys, it Ghost here, welcome back to Stormgate Central, and today we've got another cast in the Alpha Navigators Cup for you guys. This is going to be the first of two semi-finals between Mixu playing as the Vanguard down in the bottom left here in the blue trunks, and then in the top right in the red we have msrm. He is a Bulgarian player and Mixu is of course from Finland, so very interested to see how this game is going to go. msrm is a pretty aggressive player. We saw him go up against Tibnew, another Infernal player, in the quarterfinals, and he won there 2-0, pretty much demolishing him very quickly and taking him out of the competition with some very aggressive play. Is the same thing going to work against Mixu, though? I'm not sure. As far as the factions go in Stormgate, the Vanguard, I think it's safe to say, probably have the best defensive capabilities, what with the Bob overcharge and all the rest of it, the sentry post, the repairing, so I'm not sure that's going to work, but we do see him going for an Iron Vault first. The Hexen's actually having to stay home now and protect against Mixu's scout, so that is a really nice play. That means he's not able to get out on the map, not able to get those Skulls of Shedder on any of the enemy workers on Mixu's side of the base. And by the way, the Skulls of Shedder, not only do they infest targets, but they also give you vision. So you'll notice there's this little eyeball symbol above the unit, and that will give you vision for a good few seconds, and it's obviously an incredibly nice way of scouting. But msrm is not doing anything overly aggressive here, just going to be doing a bit of creeping around the map. Mixu's doing his best to poke him with his scout. I really like that because if you get the kill on that particular creep, you will actually get the money for it. So if you score the killing blow, you'll get the Therium or you'll get the Luminite, so you definitely can steal stuff off of the enemy like that, especially with units like Scouts that are particularly fast. So Mixu is doing what he normally does here. This is what he likes to do. He likes to get early Lancers out on the map and start taking some creep camps of his own. Of course, the creep camps have seen some pretty big changes ever since Frigate. So now, instead of there just being creep monsters that you kill for resources, there's also these towers, and those towers can be fought over. Whoever gets control of them, of course, is going to get this passive resource income if it happens to be like a Luminite tower or a Therium tower. So once the creeps are dead, you do still have to defend your tower, otherwise the enemy can just run in and take it away there. Mixu is, wow, decisively going to take this fight here with a nice wraparound on the Brute. Of course, another big advantage for the Vanguard, specifically in terms of creeping, is that they get the veterancy bonus, and in Frigate, the veterancy, like the amount of experience you get towards veterancy for the units, was buffed by a lot. So you can see all 5 of these scouts, or sorry, 4 of the scouts there, are fully upgraded. That gives them 10% more damage per rank and 20% more health. So these 4 scouts that have the veterancy bonuses there, they actually have 30% more damage, so they are pretty dangerous, especially against those. Oh, nice catch there, though, by msrm. He's going to get 2 of these veterancy bonus scouts, which are particularly valuable, and he's going to take those down. So, interestingly, msrm is actually not going to be going aggressive here. He's just going to be going into an expansion, as is Mixu. Mixu getting the mech bay out there as well, so we're going to be seeing hedgehogs out of him. He is incredibly good with hedgehogs, is Mixu. I think it's fair to say like his speciality at this point. I feel like I'm always seeing him use hedgehogs, although those are kind of the units that have been used the most in the Frigate playtest as well. msrm is going to be coming in here looking to get some damage on the mech bay. I don't think he was hoping to get a kill on it there, but any damage he can chip in is going to add up later on if he gets a run by in with some Morphines and that mech bay remains on half health. He is going to have a better chance of taking it down. Of course, Mixu can always go in there and repair that, but that's going to cost him some worker mining time there. So, nice little play there from msrm, keeping Mixu back at home, keeping him on his side of the map. But we can see, if we look at the minimap there, Mixu definitely has an advantage here. He's got both of the Therium nodes or the Therium towers on either side of the map. He's got 1 Luminite tower, and he's got one of the observation towers as well. And now he's going to take the Luminite tower off of msrm. So Definitely looking as though, wow, nice jump up the cliff there. You kind of forget that the Vulcans can actually do that, but yeah, they are actually able to use their jump jet ability to get straight up and down of the cliff. And this Vulcan is just incredibly tanky. I guess we thought it was going to see Hedgehogs. Oh, there is a Hedgehog there as well. Maybe he actually went Vulcan first, and he's obviously used the rank up ability on the Vulcan to give it that 30% extra damage, bringing down the Bobs now to repair this up. I really, really like this play, actually. He's getting incredibly aggressive. This is something Mixu likes to do. He loves abusing this cliff here on Broken Crown Hinterlands, which I may have forgotten to mention is going to be the first map of the day here. So in the Alpha Navigators tournament, every single matchup is going to start on Broken Crown. And I think if you guys are new to Stormgate, this is going to be, well, almost like the de facto map. It's almost like if you played Brood War all the way back in the day and you experienced Lost Temple. It feels a little bit like that to me. It's just a map that everybody knows, probably followed by Secluded Grove, and then some of the other maps are newer in the game. So this is probably a map you're going to be seeing casted a lot, probably a map you're going to end up playing a lot as well. So whilst this hasn't really outright killed msrm or, you know, gotten many of his army units, it is completely shutting down his mining at this second here. This cliff abuse is just, like I say, Mixu is so good at this. We saw him do this in the quarterfinal as well. He would use his scout's ability to ping up on the cliff and give his other units vision so that they could start sniping the workers. But msrm does have an answer, and it looks like it's going to be a Harbinger out of him making it across the map. Oh, he's got to watch out for these Hedgehogs here. Oh, nice land there. Just as the Hedgehogs deploy into their anti-air mode, he lands with the gaunts, and that was actually perfect timing there by msrm. Very, very nice catch. You really have to be on the ball, though, with those Hedgehogs. As soon as they deploy into that anti-air mode, they will do so much damage, and there they are. And, like, you can see it right there. He tried to react as fast as he could, but the AA damage of those Hedgehogs is absolutely bananas. In fact, if I'm honest, I think it's a little bit overtuned, so hopefully we're going to see Frost Giant rein that in somewhat, because, as you can see, the reaction time you need there is just mad. So, of course, we have this Twilight Spire here for msrm. Not really committing to any kind of a solid big push coming forward. He's only got a couple of Brutes and a couple of Gaunts there. He has, of course, lost that Harbinger that had a bunch of units inside of it. He's just popped out another Harbinger now out of the Twilight Spire. So, he's going to be going for this again. I don't think that's a good play, knowing that Mixu has these Hedgehogs out, knowing how good he is, and that he also saw an evac rather, on the other side of the map. Is this really something that you want to be challenging him with at this point in the game? Mixu's pretty much just set up like a contain around msrm's base. In fact, he's gone for like the most weird third imaginable on this map. He has taken what would normally be like the 4th base, or possibly even the 5th base, as that evac does go down there for Mixu. Yeah, this base right here, this is normally a base on msrm's side of the map, but Mixu has actually gone ahead and said, you know what, that's my base now, mate. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go and camp on top of the Luminite Tower as well, and there's nothing you can do about it, because the Vanguard just have so insane defensive capabilities. It's kind of funny, because you think this is the sort of play that you're expecting to see out of the Celestials, right? This is what they're designed for, moving across the map, building buildings on the enemy side of the map and taking control of the map control and the area control. But who knows? I guess Vanguard are capable of that as well. And now there's even Atlases pushing forwards here, so we also saw that in the quarterfinal for Mixu. He's very... Oh, that Atlas is going to get possibly picked off there. He doesn't quite... Oh, nice drop there, though, with the Hedgehogs. The Atlas is going to be fine. Yeah, Mixu is incredibly good with the micro here on the dropships, or the evacs, I should say, with the Atlases. Harbinger is going to get away. Oh, no, he's going to run into another Hedgehog there, and it just manages to drop before the Hedgehog kills it, but this is going to be the end of it either way. I would have liked him see him take that Harbinger off to the side of the map and then use its recoil ability to bring it home. Perhaps it didn't have room there. Perhaps it would have been in range of the Hedgehogs either way. Wow, Mixu is really going all in on this position. I feel like MSRM needs to get Hellborn out here, and he needs to start sieging this location either from his natural there, or he needs to go past the trees to the third position and start sieging it from there, and start putting some pressure on Mixu. He does have a couple of Magmadons coming down here now, but honestly, I would have thought that Hellborns would rather be the play. I guess he's looking to drop directly on top of the Atlas and take them out that way with the Magmadons, but there wasn't really any kind of force to back that up there. He definitely needs Fiends or Gaunts or something to rush in afterwards once you drop the Magmadons on top of the Atlas. But the opposite is happening here. Instead, we see Mixu just completely sieging MSRM's position. This is quickly starting to look bad here. We do have Shadow Flayers coming in here, so these are like dive bombers that can attack air vehicles, so they're looking to take out that evac. Well, the evac's actually tankier than I thought. I thought that would be more than enough Shadow Flayers to take it down, but I guess not. That's going to get easily repaired up by the sentry post here with the Bob inside of it. And it looks like MSRM has left the game. He says, GG, there is no way out of this, and game number 1 is going to go to Mixu. As we now move on to Boneyard. This isn't a map we've seen all too often either. This was one of the new maps that came out in the Frigate playtest. So I'm not all too experienced with this myself, but there are these island expansions on this map that you can, well, if you're playing as Celestials, you can float buildings over there. Obviously, neither of these two races are capable of that, so those island expansions are most likely going to be a non-issue in this game. Mixu is going to be doing what he normally does here, sending his scout over to MSRM's base, getting a little harass off on the Hexen, making sure that it stays home and it can't scout him. And MSRM is once again going for that Iron Vault opening. Very interesting to see the difference in playstyles between Infernal players. I know that Theory likes to go for a lot of heavy Gaunt play. He also likes to go for the Weavers. It's not something that you see a lot of other Infernal players doing, so very, very interesting to see these differences in playstyles. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the cast here on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing my best to bring you guys a cast pretty much every day. We are going to be finishing this competition, and that will lead us right up to the release of early access of Stormgate. And then, of course, from there on out, I'm going to be bringing plenty of guides, build orders, more casts of the new build. This is, of course, the last beta frigate, so we don't have the new early access build yet, but there's going to be a lot of changes in that one, I'm sure. And then I'll continue to bring you guys the news on Stormgate as well. And big shout out to Adico. I have linked his channel down below. All of these VODs that you're seeing from the Alpha Navigators tournament have been provided by him over on his YouTube channel. Really great guy. He puts on this tournament every single weekend. And once we're looking at the last 8 players, or the top 8 players here, there is a Swiss stage as well. And anybody who wants to can take part in this competition. So if you're somebody who wants to try your hand at some competitive Stormgate in the future, definitely keep a lookout. He has a Discord server for this as well. All of the information is on there, so I will also go ahead and link that below. So MSMR, once again, going for that expansion as his Fiend gets caught in Mixu's base here. Mixu is going for that Biolab, and he's most likely upgrading. Well, it could be the Virillion Claws for the dogs, or it could be one of the Lancer upgrades. I kind of forget where the Virillion Claws is. Like, a lot of the stuff from playtest to playtest changes in this game. They're changing what prerequisites you need for which upgrades, the names of the upgrades, what the upgrades do. So sometimes it is difficult to keep up to date with, was it this playtest where you could get the Virillion Claws right off the bat, or did you have to get another upgrade before there? Honestly, full transparency, I can't quite remember with Frigate. So it could be either that, or he could be going for the Lancer upgrade, which increases their movement speed once they take damage. I guess we're going to find out soon enough, though. He does have these 4 scouts out on the map, though, so that's why I'm inclined to think it's Virillion Claws, which will increase the bonus damage to light of the scouts by a bunch. Like, they almost get double damage against light targets, so it's not necessarily only going to be beneficial for doing a run by and killing workers and killing gaunts and other light units on MSRM's side, But it's also going to be great for creeping around the map because most of the creeps are light units as well. So Mixu's expansion now coming down. You can see that he's not really somebody to rush into expanding, even though this is a large map. We don't really see players going expansion first the same way that you would in other RTS games, because creeping around the map is so beneficial. And it looks like it definitely must have been Brilliant Claws there, because he is coming in with a bunch of upgraded scouts here. Nice defense, though, by msrm. If those get the wraparound on the workers, you can pretty much kiss them goodbye. Although, even against these brutes, they're doing pretty decent damage. They don't have the bonus damage to the brutes, though, so the Brilliant Claws is completely wasted in terms of an upgrade there on the brutes. He really doesn't want to be taking those engagements. But, of course, as soon as the Fiends pop out, that extra damage is going to kick in there. He really wants to deny this Twilight Spire and stop the Harbinger play from msrm. And I think he's going to get it, man. There are just no units really left here to defend. This Brute's going to go down, and then the Fiends are going to go down as well. The Twilight Spire, I think it is going to get denied. And he also shutting down the mining here. Oh, he just gets the Harbinger out there before the Twilight Spire goes down. So those drops are now a threat. That was absolutely integral, I would say, for msrm, because he needs to be able to threaten to take some action here against Mixu on the other side of the map. A few more imps are going to go down here on the Therium, though. On the shield, on the last scout. Is he going to get one more imp? One more imp goes down. Can he get one more? Oh. Okay, it's going to go down now. Yeah, there it goes. The Brute puts an end to that last scout's life there. But insane play there from Mixu. That was more than worth it. He stopped mining time at the second. He killed the Twilight Spire. He killed a bunch of imps in the main there as well. And unfortunately for him, msrm did get that Harbinger out, so now Mixu has to worry back home about this impending drop that is going to be coming across the map. But this has to do something here. If this isn't successful and Mixu manages to defend this, I just don't see how he's going to come out and win this game. Thing is, Mixu knows this is coming. He's also sending more scouts into msrm's base. And all he has to do back home is build a few hedgehogs, put them in some interesting positions in their AA mode, and they're going to make quick work. Or if they don't make quick work of this Harbinger, they're at least going to deny it. There's the hedgehog set up on the second. And the Atlas comes out there, so interesting. We've got a Hangar Bay here. Uses rank up, or promote rather, on the Hornet. Oh, it just goes down there. Bit sloppy there. Didn't really pull it away quickly enough. I don't think there is a Bob Overcharge available here for Mixu. He's frantically trying to get up this sentry post to protect against this drop. Another Hedgehog does come out, though, and he's doing a great job of blocking all of the units. There really just isn't enough. I'm not sure if there are any scouts down in msrm's base at the moment. I don't think there are. I think those were dealt with, so this is basically msrm's last-ditch effort. And whilst he may have killed a couple of Bobs and a few units here and there, I'm afraid to say I don't think that is going to be enough, and he is teleporting with that Harbinger back home. So if you're in msrm's position right now, what do? You know that you're behind on workers. Mixu's probably going to be looking to throw down a third anytime soon. In terms of tech, he's got out hedgehogs. He's probably going to be getting out atlases as well soon, just like he did in the last game. And he's got the constant threat of those scouts with the Brilliant Claws that can not only creep around the map and take all of the towers, but also threaten your workers and kill Fiends and Gaunts. This is a very scary position to be in right now for msrm. And Mixu's just got to come in here and take down one of the Shroud Stones completely uncontested. The problem with this build is that he kind of needs the Brutes to combat the Scouts, because, like I said, the Gaunts and the Fiends are just going to get wrapped around and killed. But the Brutes are just so slow. But another drop coming in here on Mixu's second. The Atlas is out, though. Oh, this is close, man. Oh my god, that evac is on like 2 health, and the Atlas gets a nice shot there on the Gaunts, taking down 3 or 4 of them. And the pickup by the Doombringer. So a little bit of drop versus drop play here going on. Again, though, I just don't think msrm really has the firepower. The Gaunts are decent, but they don't infest units anymore, so they don't get that snowball effect. In fact, what a lot of players are now doing is putting a Hexen in there and using the Hexen's miasma ability as they then use the gaunts as the DPS to kill the units and get some infests off and get that snowball effect of the fiends coming out rolling. With just 4 gaunts, this isn't really going to do a whole lot. It's annoying for sure, but it's not going to be enough to stop Mixu here. Okay, we do see a Magmadon coming out now. Again, though, I would love to see the Hellborn. Oh, where is that Atlas? Is it on the low ground? So he's now found a position he can siege msrm second from here. This is kind of a wild game. We're at 9 minutes 25, and both players are still on 2 bases. Not a situation you see all too often. And all of the gaunts are finally going to go down there and be dealt with, and that is going to mean that Harbinger has to teleport home. What were those Bobs doing down there? What is Mixu up to? Is he going to start building? Okay, he's just building a base down there. So I've noticed that about Mixu. He definitely favors expanding towards the enemy rather than laterally, like horizontally out towards the map. You can see there is a Luminite node right on the middle north of the map with Therium that he could have taken. But instead he decides to go for this more southern base that you would assume is not as protected, but I guess he prefers to defend those sorts of positions. Oh, this Atlas positioning. You can barely see that Atlas for the trees. He does have 2 of them in this evac. He has to be really careful, though. If you lose that evac with 2... Oh, my God. Mixu, don't scare me like that. With 2 Atlases inside, that is a lot of resources down the drain. He really needs to get some Bobs out here to repair the evac. The evac's actually gone fully upgraded here. I'm not sure how that happened. It would be kind of cool if you got, like, a movement speed bonus or something, because I think it just gets, well, health and damage, and obviously the evac can't damage anything, so it's not a great thing for an evac. Oh, how do you deal with this pressure? He has these Magmadons out, and this is going to have to do something. But it's just not enough. There's nothing to back it up here. There is the Harbinger coming in here. Nice Magmadon drop, throwing down the stomps on all of these units. But Mixu's now got Hedgehogs up on the higher ground. He's got the Atlases there as well, and there's just nothing to back these Magmadons up. They're just getting whittled down. And it's looking very much like this game is going to go on for Mixu. I just don't see a way out of this for msrm. He's got the Shadow Flares out again, but it almost feels like the answers to what Mixu is doing is a little bit too slow here. By the time the Magmadon drops get out, Mixu's already in a position where he's sieging the base. By the time the Shadow Flares are out, it's just too late in the game, and we saw this happen last game as well. There's even a Sentinel here, which is the spellcasting unit for the Vanguard out on the field. They're actually incredibly powerful units. Not too many people use them. They have... Whoa! That is the actual new ability, I think, that was introduced for the Sentinels here in Frigate. That puts a unit in stasis for a few seconds. And this is supposed to be a drone. I think it's like a placeholder animation there, but it's supposed to be some sort of a drone that holds the unit in stasis. And I think the drone can be destroyed, and that will then get the unit back out of stasis. But I think this is going to be a GG here. And Mixu, yep, GG, I guess, must have been called there. msrm leads the game, and Mixu is going to be moving on to the grand final. So, well played for him, taking that game 2-0. The next game is going to be an Infernal versus Infernal. We're going to see Snockstar going up against Theory. These guys are, in fact, teammates, both playing for Aftermath Esports. So, very exciting game there. Can't wait to cast that one. Guys, if you did enjoy the video here today, don't forget to leave a like down below and hit that subscribe button, because like I say, there will be much more Stormgate content to come in the future. Thank you guys ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.